Hi, John Fosbury here. Talking today, 8 Digital Technologies, Lesson 5, the presentation for the AI for Good project. So, as you probably guessed, you're making a presentation, and you're going to need to include the following. All right, now remember this is all about the AI for Good project with a focus on accessibility. Okay, you need to name the product. Obviously, you need to include images of the product, your hand-drawn sketch, and your digital drawing. Okay. Talk about what your product does. Okay, what it is. A very good description as much as you can give. So an example could be some software, a website or an app, or if it's some sort of hardware. Okay. Something like physical, like a little robot that helps people cross the road or something, or whatever it might be. The next one is what your product does. So how it works. As much detail as you know about how it would work. Not expecting you to come up with artificial intelligence algorithms, but if you just describe how you think it might work or how people would use it, I suppose. How it helps people as well. Okay. Who would use it? Okay, so create a profile of just a typical user. Okay. So for the police example, it could be something like Brian. And Brian is 37. And Brian is occupation. He's a police officer. And the suburb he lives in is Tarneit, and his need for accessibility is that he can't pronounce the word Friday. No, whatever his need for accessibility might be. For the finding a book one, it might be that he's a bit anxious in spaces, new spaces. For the police one, though, it's a police example. For the police one, his need is it just helps him get to the scene faster. Cool. So, think about your theme or design for PowerPoint or Google Slides, right? Or Prezi or something like that. You want it to reflect your product and you want it to be professional. So the theme or design should sort of run in line with your product. This is almost like a marketing type thing, right? Your colors of your PowerPoint should sort of match in with the colors of your products. The layout should be the same throughout. A very professional font, right? No Comic Sans. General rule of thumb is just never use that font. Be good. Spelling and grammar. Make sure you spell things and you use grammar. Spell them correctly is also really good. High quality images. We don't want a little tiny image that is this big that you've drawn out and it's real blurry and pixelated. We don't want that. So really good quality. We want detail in anything that you've written in there. And that's kind of it, all right? So task 2 is you make your PowerPoint and you put a copy of it just here, all right? There's an example one here that you can look at, which I've got open here. I'll just show you. This is about the police and ambulance regulating traffic. Okay, so here's a sketch of what the app might look like. Okay, hand-drawn. And then here is the digital prototype of what it could look like. All right, these are just ideas at this stage. So, a bit of a description. What is it? It's software, uses GPS technology, real-time internet data to alert motorists when an emergency vehicle is approaching. What your product does, the effectiveness of emergency response vehicles affects thousands of lives. Each day, approximately 1 in 2 does not reach its destination in time. It's quite a lot. The audible alert means driver's attention isn't distracted from the road. It's an important feature. And the app can be set to different distances to give up to a minute's warning as opposed to the average 7-second warning most drivers get with the traditional flashing lights and sirens. It gives people more time to move safely out of the way of an emergency vehicle. So here's another example of a profile someone that could use it. So John Smith, 32, accountant, Melbourne CBD, travels by car to and from work every day in the busy CBD. It is often difficult to drive in the city as it's so busy during peak hours. He is often not able to get out of the way of police or ambulance quickly. There's not a lot of places to go on short notice because there is so much traffic. Lots of parked cars, trams, pedestrians, buildings, lots of things in the way. John would use the app to give him more notice to safely move over. Okay? So that covers everything it needs to cover. As an example, you can go above and beyond that to get a really quality presentation. It'd be really good. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Any questions, comments? Feel free to ask your teacher. Once you finish, put your presentation in the OneNote just here. Or if you get stuck, just email. Worst case. Yeah. Thanks for watching.